The air crackled with anticipation, a palpable tension that could be felt by everyone in the arena. It always does when Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese share a court, their competitive spirits igniting the atmosphere. Their rivalry, born in the intense world of college basketball, had followed them to the professional stage of the WNBA. This game, Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky, was more than just a regular season contest. It was a statement, a battle for dominance. The tension was palpable, every dribble, every pass, every shot carrying extra weight, as if the outcome would define their legacies. The crowd buzzed, phones out, ready to capture any moment. Then, it happened. A flash of movement, a collision that would be talked about for days. Caitlin Clark, driving to the basket with determination, made contact with Angel Reese. It wasn't just contact, it was a flagrant foul, a moment that would escalate the tension even further. The whistle shrieked, a sharp sound cutting through the roar of the crowd. Reese went down, the impact reverberating through the arena. The play was hard, undeniably so, a testament to the physical nature of their rivalry. Clark would later describe it as a standard basketball play, a routine part of the game, but in the context of their storied rivalry, standard felt like an understatement, a mere shadow of the truth. This was no ordinary foul. It was a moment that would be replayed and analyzed endlessly. This was fuel on an already blazing fire, intensifying the heat of their competition. The immediate aftermath was predictably fiery. Words were exchanged, tempers flared, emotions running high. Both Clark and Reese found themselves in a heated exchange, their rivalry boiling over. Technical fouls were assessed to both players, a reminder of the fine line between passion and aggression. The drama of the on-court incident was soon overshadowed by something far more insidious, something that shook the very core of sportsmanship and humanity. As Angel Reese stepped to the free throw line, reports began to surface, casting a dark shadow over the game. Allegations emerged of racist slurs whispered and shouted from the stands. Fans, allegedly from the Indiana Fever contingent, were accused of directing vile, hateful language towards Reese, tarnishing the spirit of the game. This wasn't about basketball anymore. It was about human decency and respect. This was about a line being crossed, a boundary of acceptable behavior being shattered. The WNBA's response was swift and unequivocal, leaving no room for ambiguity. The league issued a strong condemnation of racism in all its forms, standing firm against intolerance. They made it clear that such behavior was unacceptable and would not be tolerated under any circumstances. An investigation was immediately launched into the alleged fan behavior, signaling the league's commitment to justice. The league pledged to identify the individuals involved and to take appropriate action, ensuring accountability. This was a crucial step, a signal that the WNBA was taking these allegations with the utmost seriousness and urgency. The focus is not just on punishment, but on sending a clear message that the WNBA community stands united against bigotry and hatred. The outcome of this investigation will be closely watched, as it sets a precedent for the future. In the eye of this swirling storm stood Caitlin Clark. The flagrant foul had put her at the center of one controversy, but the allegations of fan racism created an entirely different context. Her response was crucial. And to her credit, Clark stepped forward to publicly condemn any form of hate or racism. She didn't shy away from the issue. She used her considerable platform to call for unity. Her words carried weight, reaching millions of fans. Clark's statement was a necessary act of leadership. By unequivocally condemning racism, she sent a clear message to her own fan base and beyond. It was about fundamental human decency. Her call for unity was an attempt to bridge divides. This was a moment that demanded clarity, and Clark provided it. Her condemnation of racism was not just a public relations move, it felt genuine. While Caitlin Clark addressed the broader issue of racism, one of her own Indiana Fever teammates, Brianna, took a very specific and public stance. Turner went online to voice her support for Angel Reese. She called for a collective stand against hate. This was a bold move. It was a powerful statement of solidarity that transcended team allegiances. Turner chose to speak out, to directly support a player on an opposing team who had allegedly been the target of racist abuse from fans of her own team. This was not a comfortable position to take, but it was a principled one. Turner's actions were immediately perceived as potentially divisive within the Fever locker room. Supporting an opponent, especially in such a public way, takes courage. Yet Turner clearly felt that the issue at hand, combating racism, was more important than any potential locker room awkwardness. The conversation around the incident and its fallout wasn't limited to those directly involved. Other prominent voices from across the WNBA began to weigh in. One such influential voice was that of Brianna Stewart, a superstar for the New York Liberty. Stewart spoke out, emphasizing the fundamental need for safe and inclusive environments for all players. Her comments resonated deeply, reflecting a concern shared by many athletes across professional sports. Stewart's intervention was significant. As a multi-time MVP and champion, her words carry considerable weight. She didn't just speak as an individual, she spoke as a representative of the players. The flagrant foul, the alleged racist slurs, and the subsequent player reactions ignited a firestorm on social media and across various media outlets. The debate was intense, it was passionate, and unfortunately at times, it became racially charged itself. Opinions flew fast and furious, often unburdened by nuance or a full understanding of the facts. The incident quickly transcended sports commentary, becoming a flashpoint for broader societal conversations about race, rivalry, and respect. Media personality Dave Portnoy, known for his provocative takes, waded into the fray. He criticized the WNBA, accusing the league of overreacting to what he termed unverified allegations. His comments added another layer of complexity and contention to the discussion. Some observers echoed his sentiment, expressing concern that the league might be amplifying social media speculation without sufficient evidence. The digital arena became a battleground. Amidst the cacophony of individual opinions and media speculation, key institutions within the WNBA ecosystem also made their positions clear. The WNBA Players Association, WNBPA, the union representing the league's athletes, issued a significant statement. They called for a thorough investigation into the racism allegations. More than that, they demanded accountability. This was the collective voice of the players, standing in solidarity. The WNBPA's involvement underscored the seriousness with which the players themselves viewed the situation. The Indiana Fever, the team at the center of the controversy, also released a formal statement. The organization affirmed a zero-tolerance policy for hate and discrimination. They pledged their full cooperation with the WNBA's ongoing investigation. These institutional responses were vital in shaping the official narrative and guiding the path forward. Lost in the swirling vortex of controversy and off-court drama was the fact that a basketball game was actually played, and within that game, despite the heightened tensions and the ugly shadow of alleged racism, moments of athletic brilliance still managed to pierce through the gloom. Caitlin Clark, even with the flagrant foul and the subsequent scrutiny, delivered a remarkable performance. She achieved a triple-double, a feat that speaks to her all-around talent and impact on the game. With 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists, Clark showcased the skills that have made her a generational talent. Her performance was a testament to her focus and resilience. The Indiana Fever, led by Clark's stellar play, secured a decisive victory. On the other side, Angel Reese also put up a strong performance for the Chicago Sky. She recorded a double-double, a significant statistical achievement in its own right. Her resilience in the face of adversity was as notable as any statistic she accumulated. This entire episode, from the flagrant foul to the allegations of racist slurs, has sparked a significant conversation. The varied reactions from fans, players, and officials have thrust the WNBA into an uncomfortable but necessary spotlight. It has become a focal point for discussions on racism and discrimination, not just within the league, but also in the broader context of women's sports. This incident has highlighted the ongoing racial tensions that exist, often simmering beneath the surface, and has brought them to the forefront. The controversy underscores the complexities of race relations in sports, and how these issues are often intertwined with broader societal challenges. The Clark versus Reese rivalry is now seen by many as emblematic of these broader societal issues reflecting deeper racial divides. The way the WNBA handles this situation may very well set a precedent for how future incidents are managed, influencing policies and attitudes. The stakes are incredibly high, and the league's actions are being watched with a critical eye by both supporters and critics. Furthermore, the incident has led to increased discussions about the role of athletes in advocating for social justice and their influence on public opinion. The public statements from Clark, Turner, and Stewart highlight a growing expectation for athletes to use their platforms to speak out on important issues beyond just sports. This is a complex terrain, fraught with potential pitfalls, but also with the potential for significant positive impact, if navigated thoughtfully. The WNBA has an opportunity to lead, to demonstrate that it can confront these uncomfortable truths head-on and emerge stronger, setting an example for other leagues to follow.